enjoying some good old-fashioned BMW goodness today in the 2012 128i. Nothing but a naturally aspirated straight six out front and a 6-speed manual in between. We've got no fancy buttons for suspension settings or steering weights or anything like that. It's just baked in from the start, BMW goodness, and we're enjoying it all down to the last crumb. Just the 3-liter straight six out front that BMW has been doing for years and does better than anybody. It's 230 horsepower in this application, no turbo. Returns 18 miles per gallon in the city and 28 miles per gallon on the highway. So pretty good mileage overall. Made it to the standard for this car, 6-speed manual that BMW still does about as good as anybody could. It is a joy to shift. Actually, the clutch take-up is really perfect. It is just a joy to drive this car overall. The suspension is that magical combination between stiff but compliant. It is no fancy switches to adjust sport modes or adjustable shocks or anything of that. It's just set up from the factory the way it should be as a great compromise that you can use on regular roads, not even that bad on Michigan's broken up roads. You know, this has a nice steering feel to it, a good heft. The front tires kind of give you some information through the steering wheel. That kind of grittiness is still some of that there. They haven't tuned it out completely. You know, really, it's a joy to drive, and we can't complain anywhere in that regard. Dynamically, the brakes are fine. It makes a great engine note. There's just really no reason for us to whine about anything in that regard. The only fault we can really find with the vehicle is the interior. Gets a little bland here and there. It's all black for one, really no color to break things up. Also, we'd like a little bit of a redesigned stereo system. No iDrive in this car, which is a plus in our book, actually, but the controls for the radio are a little small. They kind of cram 2 presets onto each button, and the screen is kind of small as well. It's just not the most user-friendly setup there, so they got a little work to do in that regard. There's a few cheap interior materials actually. The visors, for one, are cheap plastic with a tiny little vanity mirror on the back. It's kind of funny actually, but you know, the seats are the important part. They're great. The steering wheel is good. Our sport package on this car adds these sport seats. They have a adjustable bolstering, and they're actually fit really nicely. The sport package also adds a sport suspension, which we've already praised, and 17-inch wheels with stickier tires. So really a package that is just a joy to drive. It is fun to be reminded that BMW can still do great driver's cars with no excuses. They don't have to be overly expensive. This car starts, of course, as BMW's cheapest offering at $31,000, and a few options get up to $36,000 as tested. But we really think that's probably a fair price for the BMW coupe styling, which is great in our opinion. It's got that great short front overhang that we really like, short deck lid. It's got this 2002 kind of inspired tall greenhouse, which you don't see a lot anymore, makes for great headroom. So we like the exterior styling as well. The trunk back seats do, both of them fold down to create a wide pass-through. So hauling longer items in this for a small car is really no problem at all. And overall, it really just does put the joy in driving, and it kind of warms our hearts that BMW still offers an ultimate driving machine, at least at this price level. So if you are a BMW enthusiast and you are a straight six naturally aspirated fan who wants nothing more than a 6-speed manual and a tight suspension and a nice little coupe body, the 128 has exactly what you're looking for. We enjoyed it, and if any of those criteria describe your personal vehicle preferences, you need to check out the BMW 128i.